Hey everyone, it's me, Manawan Gao. I'm here today to show you guys how to make these save the dates. I just got engaged about 2 months ago, and I've been working really hard to try to get a bunch of save the dates done and different other wedding crafts so I can post videos and keep you guys up to date. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this. Alright, you're going to want to start off with a 4x6 piece of neutral cardstock. You can use white or black or gray or whatever. I just had a bunch of this laying around, so use this color. Then you're going to want to take your background color and cut it out in a 4x6 area. There you go. And then once you have that cut out, go ahead and mount it on your cardstock. Smooth it down really well. Alright. Next thing you're going to do, in order to get this effect around the edges, I just take some white ink and just go around the edges like this. You can also use black or, whatever. I'm using the flower paper because I ended up using all of the burgundy paper for my actual save the dates, so don't really have that option anymore. And if you end up using a light paper, then you get to the point where you can barely see it. You can also use like a silver or a sheer color just to give it a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to try to make the color a little brighter as well. There you go. Alright, the next step is the ribbon. So you're going to pick some ribbon that you like, this is mine, and cut it at about 5 inches. So that it overlaps on both sides of your project. Now, whichever side of your ink is more smeared, you're gonna want to put the ribbon on that side, just to kind of cover that up. All right, so you're gonna take your glue, just do about a 1/2 inch on both long edges, and then go up the very far edge of your short side. You're going to take your ribbon and mount it just like that. That way you have a nice open area right there for a picture later. Alright, then you're going to glue in as far as your ribbon overlaps on either side. And then smooth down the ribbon. Alright, now let's get to the fun part, the actual save the date area. Alright, for my actual save the date, this one, I used gray paper with white and purple ink, which is what I'm going to do today as well. But as another option, you could go with darker paper and then do a lighter edge. See the difference? So you're going to take white paper for the middle of the save the date. And you're going to cut it down to 2 3/4 inches by 2 1/4 inch. You could also do 2.5 by 2, but this dimension works better for the size stamp that I have. And you're going to want to cut out 2 of these in the white cardstock. So you're going to take your first one And I used red dye for this because our wedding colors are purple and red. So you're going to take your red dye and make sure you're not doing this on a regular table. I made a DIY like duct tape craft mat earlier today, so that I wouldn't mess up this computer desk. So yeah, make sure you have something underneath you because this is going to get a little messy. Take your red ink and just like go around the edge. Then you're going to take black ink and go around the edges the same way you did the body of the save the date. There you go. Now I have a save this date stamp. You can also do calligraphy, or if you have really nice handwriting, just write it in cursive. You could also print it out on a sheet of paper and then do the same thing with the inks to give it that same effect. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my ink on my stamp and line it up. And there we go. Cool. And you guys always make sure to clean your stamps when you're done with them. You can either run them under some water or use a little spray bottle, whatever. Just make sure that you clean it when you're done, or the ink will stick to it and then it'll just ruin it and it'll be bad. So here's this and that. And now this is just a design that I had actually with that same pad of paper that I'm using for the main body of it. On the back of it had a few nice little cutout shapes for different die cuts and everything. You're going to take that, put it on your gray paper or purple paper or whatever. Just decide your design. You're going to take a pencil. I only have a pen right now. And then trace it out. And now you're going to cut it out. Alright, so now that you have that cut out, use the side that doesn't have pencil on it, put that side face up, and then go back to, well, I used white ink, but you don't necessarily have to. My fiance actually, this was his idea, since this has all the like swirls and stuff in it, to, instead of using gray paper, put white on it in kind of a sunburst thing, and it'll give it like a white-gray feel, and it'll be really silver and pretty. So, in order to do that, I'm just going to swipe down so that it's a bit lighter than the red. Which you can do this for the red as well, if you want, and it'll make it kind of softer. Whereas this is like a very hard paint line. This is going to be a much softer, gentle line. And then I'm also going to use some silver, or platinum, I guess, just to give it a shimmery look so that it matches the ribbon a bit better. I've discovered this kind of method to doing things at her house because she would always use like distress inks and stuff with a little hammer pad thing, and she has like one of those, maybe two, but she was using it, so I couldn't. So I was just like, well, fine, I'll figure out my own way to do it. So I took the ink pad and just kind of went around the edge of it, and I liked the effect it gave me, so I went with that. But yeah, since I'm using a gray color, and that's not really with this, I'm going to use purple to go around the edge. You can also use black or white or red. Well, white wouldn't really work, but black or red or whatever. I just like the purple because it kind of ties the gray back in to the main body of it. There we go. Alright, now you're going to want to mount your first white piece, the colored one, to this. Make sure when you smooth out the glue, if it's not all the way dry, make sure rather than to smooth it out, you just kind of press down across it. That way you don't smear any of the ink, because that'll look really bad. Okay, so there you go. And like I said, you can use other methods as well. This is more of the sunburst method. To show you the finished one. Just two different ways of doing it. This one's more of a grungy dark, and this is a more of a light thing. Or also, since our ribbon has this cool little design on it, you can do like red swirls, just to show you guys the difference. And then this one versus the sunburst type thing. So it's all about personal preference. I personally like the sunburst, as I'm calling it, I guess, just for a lighter thing. Alright, so then you're going to take your Save This Date, your little pad thing, and you're going to figure out where you want it on here. If you want it more to the side or if you want it fully on there. It's, again, all a matter of personal preference. You could just want it off to the side or down at the bottom or at the top. I personally like mine up at the top. So you're going to figure out where that is and then take your other sheet of white paper and mount it so that the full sheet of white paper will be on the body when you mount it. This is just to give it a little bit more hold, a little bit more thickness. So I'm going to mount it farther this way. So that when I line it up, I can make that fully on there and it still hangs off to the side without showing anything. Just so you have a nice firm hold there. Nice thick piece there. Alright. And this is actually my favorite part, the Dodge tickets. They're just this neutral color, and I took them and I already did the white on it just to make them fit the color scheme more, because that brownish color just didn't do it for me. So did that, and then I'm going to take some red, again just to stick to the color scheme, and just go right around the edges just like that. I'll do that to both. And you can smear more of the ticket if you want. Certainly don't have to. Again, as with all things crafting, it's all a matter of personal preference and what you like and what you don't like. So then you have those. And you're going to want them and arrange them. You're going to want to arrange them in a way that they just look really cute. Okay? So I like mine like this. You can also put them farther into the ribbon or, you know, wherever. Again, personal preference. So you're going to take your glue, just do it on the back, and then mount it. You're going to want to put the glue in the middle of the ticket, at least I do, so I can offset it a little bit. I don't like thinking inside the box. Alright, there you go. And I like to do a little bit of embellishment, like this empty corner down here. I'm going to take this and just stick it on there, just like that in the corner, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. And on the final product, of course, we're going to take one of our engagement pictures, put a little piece of plastic so you can tuck it in this little flap of the ribbon, plastic in there, and then you can just slip the picture in when it's done, and then just mount this afterwards. And yeah, there you go, a finished save the date. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I will definitely be posting another video soon.